Hello, lovely booktubers. I'm Debs. Welcome back to my channel, Raina Reads Stuff. I'm in the book shack. It's Saturday, March the 29th. And so I thought I'd tell you about April plans. And I thought March was crazy. Looks like April's also crazy. There's a lot going on in spring, isn't there? But it's all very exciting. I'm really looking forward to next month's reading. So this is where I write all the things for. I do them weekly, but they carry on, if you see what I mean. And then so I cross them off when I've read them. So this is for the first week of April. And this here is the book list. Now, this is the book list for the month. This is the event list, and this is the book list. Any ones I haven't read, which, let's face it, I'm not going to read all those in a week. I then carry on to the next week, etc., etc., etc. I know what it means anyway. So, as it's my reference, that's probably good. Let us start with, what should we start with? Let us start with the year-long events. There are many year-long events. So we're just about to go into the second quarter of Historathon 2025. I did put a video up the other day. Being an idiot, I put in there were about 50 odd books to choose from in there. And with the best will in the world, I'm not going to read all of them, which is just as well, because I'd put all the Tudor ones in there, which don't actually count for Q2. Thankfully, someone did point it out to me before I started reading them, which is quite poor, really, considering I'm a co-host, but I do have plenty of others to choose from. Then we have the banned books, 25 in 25. Now, I don't think this month, March, I have read any banned books, which means I'm going to have to catch up if I'm going to keep on schedule to get 25 books in this year. The group read on Fable is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, which I am ashamed to say I have never read. So I will be joining in with that. We have several projects that I am taking part in run by other people. So for Angelia at Read and Reread, for her Endless Drama project, we have the piano lesson. This is about reading plays, by the way. We have the piano lesson, which I haven't managed to track down yet. And we also have the Laramie project. We're reading 2 plays a month. This is by Moses Kaufman, Lee Fondenkowski, Greg Pierotti, Andy Paris, and Stephen Belber, this says. This edition includes the Laramie project 10 years later. So I've just got to track down the piano lesson now. Then for Books and Bocadillos, which is run by Mariandrea from the channel of the same name, this month's choice, this is reading Latinx authors. So this month's choice for that is The Invisible Life of Eurydice Gusmao. And this is by Martha Batala. I know very little about this, but I'm looking forward to reading it. The Reading the Globe project, which is run by Katja at Page Turners with Katja and Roz at Scallydandling About the Books. This month's choice is A Sunny Place for Shady People. This is a book of short stories. I believe they're horror stories, and it's by Mariana Enrique. So that's that one. The new Futurian Fellowship, run by Shawn Standfast, is reading. I'm looking forward to this. We're reading modern science fiction, and this month's choice is Adrian Tchaikovsky's The Children of Time. I am really looking forward to this because so many people speak so highly about it, and I've never read any Adrian Tchaikovsky. So this probably is one of the reasons I joined the group. We are continuing with our reading of Arabian Nights. This is a really long project. This will last us until June next year. We are into the 40s now. So of the 1001 Nights, we're not very far in. Also, I shall once again be picking up Monsieur Proust, In Search of Lost Time. This is a readathon organised by Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads. I have finished the first 2 of 6 volumes. This is the 3rd volume, The Gamonte's Way. It's quite a big one. I think everybody is due to start this on April the 22nd. I might be wrong, but I'm going to start it at the beginning of April, and I'm going to do exactly what I did last time and read 15, 20 pages a day and see how that goes. So is that all? I think that is all of the year-long events. The next longest event is, don't say I'm crazy, BookTube made me do it, the Ulysses 6. Read Ulysses last year. The Ulysses 6 comprises Roy at Roy Reads Anything, Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, Will at Will Chambers, Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics, Pat at Book Chat with Pat, and me. And Roy has suggested that we read selected parts of Finnegan's Wake. And most of the Ulysses 6, but not all of us, will be joining in with that. But then some other people will be joining in as well, like Roz at Scally Dandelion about the books. Roy has come up with a very clear, nice and slow plan that will take us through April, May and June. And if anybody wants to join us, do feel free. I do think that we're all slightly insane, reading another incomprehensible book by Mr. James Joyce, but I'm sure it will be an experience. We're not reading all of it. There are selected bits, but it should be a lot of fun, actually. So yeah, there's that. Then an event that lasts for 2 months, which I'm also co-hosting, along with Shawn at Shawn Standfast, Gavin at Genre Books, Randy Ray, the Little Literate Texan. I shall put all the details in another very long description below. Spring into Adventure. I'm looking forward to this. Spring into Adventure is really easy to join in with. So we are reading. There's 2 sets of prompts. and you can read them in any way you like. And basically, it includes everything adventurous. So we have a pre-20th century non-fiction adventure and 20th century to the modern day non-fiction adventure, and then the same for fiction. So the group read for that is Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days, which I love and I haven't read forever. So I will be looking forward to taking part in that. Also, I've got a couple of books. I did a long video about Spring into Adventure. I'm going to be concentrating on female adventurers because I am the only female in the group of co-hosts. So I have this, the Book of Marjorie Kemp, which I've been meaning to read for ages, and which also ties in with Historathon 2025. I also have. Shall I move on to that now? Yes, this also ties in. With People April. And again, I'll put all the details below, but Roz at Scally Dangling about books. Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I'll put all the co-hosts below. And for that, there is a group read, which I'm very excited about because I've wanted to read it for ages, and that is Raising Hair by Chloe Dalton, which is about her finding a baby hare and raising it. But also, I have these that tie in for both. Hi Albania by Edith Durham, and this is about Edith Durham wandering through Albania in the early 1900s. I've read it before, it's great fun, I'm looking forward to reading it again. And this, Queen of the Desert, which is the story of Gertrude Bell, this is written by Georgina Howell, and again, I've been looking forward to this for a while. Not read this one before, but they both fit People April and they fit Spring into Adventure. I also have for People April, I've got a book of Chekhov, A Life in Letters, and for Spring into Adventure, I've got a range of things. Under a Pole Star by Steph Penny. I've got novels about Grace O'Malley, who was an Irish pirate, female pirate, the Swiss Family Robinson. There's all sorts of things. Finally, and I don't know what I've done with it. It was around somewhere. Anyway, Sagalong. I am also a co-host for, and for Sagalong we are reading the Vinland Sagas. They're very short. There's two of them. The Saga of the Greenlanders and the Saga of Eric the Red. Together, I don't think they span 70 pages. But they do tie in with Historathon, which is great. They also tie in with Spring into Adventure. Because let's face it, they were adventurous. So all is good. Lastly on my list, I have 2 buddy reads this month with 2 of my favourite booktubers, with Alex at Alex Unabridged. I will be reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne, and with Alan from Alan's Reads, I Am Pilgrim by Terry Hayes. So that's a lot of books, isn't it? once again, I think that's doable. I think this one is actually going to leave me a little bit of flexibility once I've got through the I was going to say compulsory reading, but it's not compulsory. I choose to do it. But once I've ticked off something for everything, the list of events is slightly shorter than the one for March, but there are a lot of books I want to fit into it purely because I want to read them. So that's me for April. Quite booked up, I think. What are you planning? Have you got any plans? Are you taking part in any of these events? Let me know. Leave a chat. I like to chat. I shall be back tomorrow with... What shall I be back tomorrow with? Oh, it's the weekly reading wrap-up. That's what it is, because it's Sunday. If you're in the UK, the clocks go forward, and therefore I'm going to be disorientated for at least a month. Have a lovely rest of the weekend, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye for now.